Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a quick rundown of Black Ink Cruise Chicago. I watched the episode last night and I ended up connecting some dots, so I'm going to kind of give you a little run through of what happened during the episode, and then also a little rundown on what I found out about some of the cast members. So we start out, tattoo shop is called 9 Mac. It's in Chicago. It's supposed to be, Pilsen, like kind of like a suburb area. It's supposed to be a famous tattoo shop. So the owner is a guy named Ryan. Before he had got the shop, he was doing tattoos, like, in the basement or whatever. And he ended up coming up and getting the shop. So we met him. Then we met his baby mother. Her name is Rachel. They were high school sweethearts, and they have 2 kids. Well, during her little segment, everybody was like, they still love each other. They don't know why Ryan and Rachel aren't together or whatever. They were high school sweethearts. They got the kids. Well, Rachel said that Ryan had cheated on her, and they broke up, and she jumped into another relationship, and she ended up getting pregnant. And she said, I got pregnant by a sign recording artist, and he did not support he didn't support me or whatever, but Ryan stepped up to the plate. Now, they bleeped out when she said the name of her child's father, her second child. But me being me, come to find out, her child's father is Jeremiah, the singer. I don't know, everybody should know Jeremiah. He got that song Planes with J. Cole. Don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him. He got that, and he came out with Birthday Sex. So that's supposed to be her baby father. Now, I did read some articles, like he had did an interview with Billboard magazine a while back, and he was saying how he did have a child, but the child's mother would not let him see the child, and he ended up going to court, and he ended up having visitations. And though they did say, she was saying, he wasn't very supportive. I did notice that when they showed the baby, they kind of blurred out his face. So I'm assuming Jeremiah probably didn't want the son on there. And then they blanked out his name. So yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. And yeah, and then as far as Ryan, now he got the shop. He said that he was broke when he started, the shop or whatever, or when he started out, and he asked his sister to invest in his shop, and she said that she would. And then the day that he went to go get the money, his sister was murdered. His sister and his sister's child was murdered by her boyfriend. It was a domestic violence issue. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe a year or two ago, there was a picture floating around Facebook of this mother and her child in the casket together. And it was something about domestic violence. Come to find out, that picture is of his sister and her child that was killed. So I'm like, Nova Henry. I've heard that name. And I'm like, well, maybe just because, from Chicago, used to live in Chicago. So I'm like, maybe that's why I know the girl name. So I Googled the name Nova Henry. Now, Nova, his sister, that is Ed Curry's baby's mother. Now, Ed Curry, Basketball Wives LA Patrice, her husband. Remember, she said that her husband had a child. He had cheated on her, and they had a child or whatever, but the baby mother had got killed. Well, there you go. So Ryan's sister Nova, who got killed by her boyfriend, was the mother of Ed Curry's children. The son, he didn't kill the son, but he killed the mother and the little 10-month-old baby. So that's Ryan's sister, and that is Ed Curry's baby's mother. And Ed Curry is Patrice from Basketball Wives LA, who was there just a smidget. That's her husband. So I say, ooh, small world. So that is the link between those people, between Basketball Wives LA, and then the tattoo shop. And I went back to look at the TV1 special on the Ed Curry thing, because even the first time when Patrice was talking about it, I had watched it, and from TV1, they little thing, they had it seeming as if Ed Curry and Nova had an off-on relationship. He actually ended up getting married on her twice or whatever, but they were still, you know, off and on or whatever, and it wasn't like no jump off situation. Her and Ed Curry, they were like high school sweethearts, and they had an off and on relationship, and 2 kids came from that relationship. Her boyfriend who killed her was actually her child support lawyer, and he was trying to deny the little baby Ava, and DNA test proved that that was his child, and then he had to pay the child support or whatever. But her child support lawyer ended up being her boyfriend, and he was violent towards her or whatever, so they had domestic disputes, and she realized that he was getting a big chunk out of her child support order stuff, like he was overcharging her. So she decided to get another lawyer, and once he found out, he got mad, showed his behind. She ended up getting a restraining order on him, and I don't know what happened. He went over there and they were talking, and then he ended up killing her and her baby. So altogether, you know, it was a sad story. But yeah, Ryan, he was actually on the TV1. You know how they switched to the family members and stuff, because their mother had found her, and so he was there talking, and the mom was talking or whatever. He looked like a totally different person, but same person or whatever. So I'm glad he took what he did and made something positive out of the situation. So just for that alone, I'm going to support and watch Black Ink Chicago. Anyhow, let me get to everybody else. The rest of it won't be so long, but I wanted to break it down because I had figured that out, and I'm like, okay, because that's probably gonna go over some people's heads, you know, like putting all that together. Well, not the baby father thing, but the sister. I'm sure that probably was gonna go over a bunch of people's heads. Anyhow, we meet 4. He got blonde little dreads or whatever. He's a tattoo artist, but he is also a rapper. And from what I hear, he decent or whatever. So he was one of the characters. Then we got introduced to his well, let me go back. 4 and Ryan, they have been friends since high school or whatever. So, you know, now they working with each other. Then we get introduced to Don. Don is 4's brother, best friend, and he is also his assistant. So he doesn't do tattoos, but that's his assistant there at the 9 Mac or whatever. So he reminded me kind of oh shit, I don't know though, because you know, like I said, I stopped watching it. But yeah, his brother, he has a baby with a girl named Ashley, right? And he seemed like he trying to be a good dad, but at the same time, he not right. Like nobody at the shop knows that him and his baby mother is really together. But they're together. They live together. They're together. He telling her he's sorry for cheating on her and all that other kind of stuff, but really, he ain't right. So we meet the girl Charmaine. She is, I want to say she the manager or event planner or something of the shop. She's from New Orleans. Ryan says she's obnoxious and loud, but she seemed pretty cool, you know. Her and Don are crushing on each other. And let me tell you a little bit further. It'll make it easier for me. So, during this episode, why do I want to keep on saying 4? Don and Charmaine, they flirting and stuff the whole time. They end up having a 1-year anniversary party at the shop. During the party, Charmaine and Don end up dipping off or whatever. So they do or whatever, but mind you, he really with his baby mama. So I'm gonna go a little bit further. So we have Danielle. Danielle is Charmaine's cousin and best friend. She's the receptionist over there at 9 Mag or whatever. She seems really cool. She real pretty. She seemed real cool or whatever. So then we get to Berg. His name is Van, girl. He is so fine. I love me some Van. So far, he's fine. He's something for me to look at. But he's a tattoo artist. But at the same time, everybody think he's a security guard because he don't be going for none. Perfect example during the show. We have an artist, a tattoo artist, the female tattoo artist of the shop. Her name is Kat. She seemed to do pretty good work. Like, they actually, and what I have to say about this, they was actually doing work in the shop. Yeah, they kicked it and stuff, but they did work. And from what I saw, it was good work from the people that they showed, you know, who did what or whatever. But anyhow, Kat is the female artist. So she gets a client during, you know, the little segment or whatever. It's the man. So he's steady coming at her. Oh, you so pretty. Ooh, we need to go out on a date. And she trying to tell him, like, no, I'm trying to be professional or whatever. I don't like you talking like that. You know, that makes me feel uncomfortable. He still goes on. And he says something about her titties. But in the meantime, Van and Ryan, them, they listening or whatever. So once he said stuff about her chest or whatever, they come in. And they like, nah, man, you need to be respectful or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be professional. You're going to have to cut that shit out. So the man like, or else what? It went down. Van, he done grabbed the dude, snatched him up. I think Ryan did too. Anyway, they snatched him up and threw him on out. And so he like, you better tell them about me, Kay. You better tell them about me. And I'm still going to be back. I'm going to be back up in here. I'm still going to be back. And so Kat got a little attitude or whatever. Like, why would you guys do that? If I needed y'all help, I would have called one of y'all. And they was like, but did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel like you was being disrespectful? She was like, yeah. And they was like, well then, or whatever. So I think it's kind of like they treat her kind of like the little sister. Well, at least Ryan and Van know. And when we go to Kat, her and Four, they have a little crushy relationship type thing going on. But she like, he a hoe, whatever. She already know his 411. She's really not for all of that. But at the same time, they kissed in the back of the shop or whatever. So I'm going to be interested to see what that was, or what goes on with their little relationship. So then, like I said, what's the man's name? Don. So they had a little anniversary, the 1 year anniversary party or whatever. And during the party, everybody turning up, they kicking it or whatever. But like I said, number one, it looks clean and sanitary, and number two, they do tattoos. Ryan actually did a tattoo on a man that turned out pretty good. So like, okay, y'all kick it or whatever, but y'all do y'all thing too. So that's what I like about them. Anyhow, they had the 1 year anniversary party, everybody kicking it, turning up or whatever. And like I had told you guys a little bit before, Charmaine and Don dip off in the bathroom or whatever. So the next day, the girls of the shop, they meet up somewhere or whatever, and they talking about the party. And so they kind of got on Kat, because they be like, shoot, she had a good night. She came in the same clothes. And Charmaine, like, at least I went home and changed clothes or whatever. So that was a little funny or whatever. They talking about it. She asked, Kat asked her, did she mess with Don? She told them, yes, she did. And, you know, he put her up on the bathroom sink. And she like, did y'all notice that crack in the bathroom sink? So she was like, yeah, I'm a thick girl. He put me up on the sink or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's cute. So the next time we went to the shop, I guess it was after hours or something. I believe it was after hours. They winded down and stuff. So they got their little hookah. They chilling or whatever. And they tell Charmaine to dance because she's supposed to be the best twerker or whatever out the group. So they tell her to dance or whatever. Mind you, wait, I skipped a little bit because during Don and his baby mother's interaction or whatever, he was getting ready to go to work, and she was just like, basically, he hurt her, he cheated, he telling her, he gonna be good, and he ain't on that no more, and all this and all of that. So we go to the tattoo shop or whatever, they kicking it. Don, he done kissed Charmaine or whatever, they all still kicking it, and Charmaine get up and she get to twerking, and they all kicking it, and then boom, here come Ashley. She's like, what the fuck, who the fuck is that bitch? So you supposed to be at work and y'all twerking and stuff, come outside, let me talk to you outside. So they talking or whatever, and Charmaine, nah, I ain't no bitch boo, my name's Charmaine or whatever. And so the girls, they laughing about it in the shop, and then everybody else looking crazy, the rest of the guys. And then he go out there excuse me, talking to his girlfriend or whatever, she going in or whatever. So eventually, I don't even know how she worked it out, but she ended up back in the shop, and she like, can I talk to you? Talk to Charmaine. So they talking, and she was like, Charmaine was like, I don't appreciate you calling me no bitch or whatever. She like, well, when it come down to my man and I see him with somebody, that's, I call them bitches, hoes, whatever. That's what it is, what it is. And so Charmaine like, well, I don't appreciate that, my name is Charmaine or whatever. And so Ashley is like, but you being loud though, I'm trying to talk to you, trying to figure out what's going on with you and my man or whatever, and I'm just trying to figure out, but you trying to put on the show. And Charmaine like, no, I'm not, and woo woo woo. So they backward and forth. Don come in, and Ashley like, so what's going on with you and my man? Charmaine like, well, ask him what's going on, that's your man, woo woo woo. So Don got her or whatever, she telling him don't bring his ass home, and or whatever. And so we see in the that pretty much was the end of the show. Now what I can say is I think that Charmaine, like, she's giving me the vibes that she down to be side chick. I don't know, we'll have to see. And we also see like scenes of the upcoming season or whatever, that's not going to be the first interaction between Ashley and Charmaine. So like I said, it seems interesting. I liked it the first Black Ink. Duchess just rubbed me the wrong way eventually towards the end, so that was my issue. But yeah, like I said, it seems like it's pretty good. They look sanitary or whatever. I'm glad that Ryan, the shop owner, I'm glad that he took a negative and made it into the positive. And it do look like him and his baby mama need to be back together. And I like how he stepped up to the plate regardless of the truth or whatever is going on. He stepped up to the plate for her other child and all of that. So yeah, anyhow, that's it. Let me go on because I need to be going on about my business. I'm not sure. I'm going to upload it now, and then whenever I see that it's uploaded, I'm going to share it. But thanks for your time. You guys check it out whenever it comes on. And you guys have a blessed day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.